Archaeologists of Reddit, what are some latest discoveries that the masses have no idea of? I'm primarily an Egyptologist, but I work for a UK regional archaeology crew. And recently they found a specific vessel which was very unusual. It's hard to describe, but I couldn't find a picture. But it was a smallish clay pot, which had been made on a wheel and was incredibly well made. But the neck of it was tiny, and it pinched in and out at points. Bad description, I know. Anyway, we got it dated to around the Stuart era, and gave it over to a potter who we sometimes worked with, so he could attempt to make a copy. He couldn't do it. He made a lovely pot, but it was nothing like the original. He explained that he couldn't get the clay thin enough to pinch like the original, because his hands were simply too big to make a pot with a neck of that size. So after a lot of thought, they came to a conclusion that it must have been children making these pots. I suggested women, but it turned out even women's hands were too big, based on other circumstantial evidence from the same context. This was from a relatively poor family, who trained their children in the same trade as them to create beautiful pottery to sell to the elites. In the Stuart era, that style of pottery was around a lot, but it had started not too far from the city we found it in. So we figured they must have been copying the popular style. It's so interesting to think that a child, probably no more than 8, made such a beautiful piece of work. Edit, just adding for clarification, as it seems to have confused some people. When I said I'm an Egyptologist, I mean that's my main link to archaeology. The pot I'm talking about here is from regional archaeology find at Stuart, as in its English, and dates from the 15th, 16th centuries. It's not Egyptian. Just to clear up any confusion, in my hometown of Lübeck in northern Germany they found a latrine from the Middle Age and analyzed the genes of the tapeworms in it or something, and apparently that dude that took a garbage there has once also taken a garbage in England, cause his DNA has been found in tapeworms there as well. http://www.ox.uk/news/2018-10-15-parasites-medieval-literanes-unlock-secrets-human-history. By the way, there is a weekly podcast about archaeology news. It's called Audio News from Archaeologica. https://www.archaeologychannel.org/audio-guide/audio-news. This is more biological archaeology, but recently a jawbone of Denisovan remains was found in Tibet, which is crazy since those are super difficult living conditions, even in today's lifetime. So far the other remains have been found in Siberia. Denisovans have only come up in conversation and discovery quite recently, so it's always crazy to find any sort of remains. Really gives an idea to our development and what we might have evolved from. Edit. Sleepiness and just general dumbness led me to adding that Denisovans and Neanderthals lived in the same area. I included this since the original cave in Siberia where the Denisovan remains were found, Neanderthal remains were also found. This led my little brain to come to this big conclusion, which is obviously false, so thank you to everyone who corrected me. We discovered a previously unknown Ice Age human population in southern Arabia. https://rdcu.be/bdxudit. Thank you so much for the gold. In honor of Aaron Swartz, let me repay the kindness with open access to every academic paper in my electronic library. https://www.dropbox.com/sh/42echoha3tnvbl3 and/obijik1ndfrb-jobex and 2k9la dl equals 0. Edit 2. For those of you who weren't able to access the Dropbox link, here is a 15 GB zip file. https://1drv.ms/f/s!! R6U1 and 1GRFGRVR0EQQ and QWLJFM. That should hopefully do the trick. Archaeologists recently discovered a hidden chamber in Roman Emperor Nero's underground palace. Not an archaeologist, but they are using litter to uncover more buried temples all over the world. The ones that intrigue me are in South America and Cambodia at Angkor Wat. It's at the museum I work at right now. It's a mammoth bone that the museum is claiming has human processing marks. They refuse to let other anthropologists look at it to really examine the marks. So I am calling BS, or at least I'm skeptical. I got to look at it very briefly along with some other anthropologists. But then the museum stops everyone. It has everyone pretty split. It was found in San Diego, and if this was to be true, it would rewrite everything about human migration we know. This is not a small museum. This is a public museum, not religiously affiliated. That is making a large claim. Assure a lot of infighting are in edit. Here's a link. I'm at an airport and I'm not sure it will work. But if you want to know more, you can always Google it. https www.google.com/amp/www.sandiego-uniontribune.com/news/environment/sd-me-mastodon-bones-201704225-s Tory.html%3f_amp equals true. Recently a ton of phenomenal finds have been excavated in Britain. Examples being a preserved Iron Age shield found in Leicestershire. https www.bbc.com/news/UK-England-Leicestershire-4837797, which changes how we perceived Iron Age British tribal equipment in combat, hoping it will open the door to a broader understanding of the military capabilities of this period. In that C14 dating will give us a more specific dating assessment, and #X200b. I've mainly worked in classical Greek and Imperial Roman archaeology, and Vindolanda is one such site which has been pumping out phenomenal research and artifact findings. Being a reasonably well-preserved Roman fort along Hadrian's Wall, artifacts are found daily. During the past couple of weeks, finds have ranged from leather shoes, tent canvas, even bathhouse sandals to prevent you burning your feet on the hot tiles. These finds have opened a window of immense understanding of daily life within a Roman defensive fort. Though discovered quite a few years back, Göbekli Tepe only recently escaped the controversy of its significance. Now widely considered to quite possibly be the first temple of worship, the site has caused a rethinking of early humankind's spiritual practices. To give you an idea, Göbekli Tepe is estimated to be 6 millennia older than Stonehenge. Also, I am not an archaeologist, so here are further details. https www.smithsonian.mag.com/history/Göbekli-Tepe-the-first-temple-8361365/. I'm an archaeologist who mostly works in the private sector. We find a lot of cool stuff, but almost everything we do is classified to some degree or another to discourage pot hunters and vandalism. This year I found an extension of a really important late woodland, the period right before Europeans arrived in America, site, and worked on a very cool 19th century burial ground that had been partially destroyed out of negligence by a construction company, which is a big problem we run into. Both sites were super cool, but I can't get into specifics about where they're located. And #X200b. The remains of the last slave ship to smuggle imported slaves into America, after it was outlawed, was just found in Alabama. I don't know a lot about it because I'm not an underwater archaeologist, though. A couple of Viking ships and settlements have been found recently in Norway using litter. 3 articles. Unfortunately, only the first is in English. https www.niku.no/n/2018/10/geo-radar-detects-a-in-Norway/https www.2.no/articler/med-georadar-net-vikingskop-fun@-vikingscope-fun@-festfold/46125 www.nrk.no/fan-eldgamil-ton_score_underscore-der-er-neston-som-a-1455395 They are probably not as complete as the ones in the Viking Ship Museum. https www.komissaruio.no/english/visit-us/viking-ship-museum/